Right guys, just a very short update before we start the video. First of all, practice and qualifying, I actually recorded that and also commentated it about 4 or 5 days ago when my wheel was actually working. The race in itself, I've done today. So there's two kind of parts to this video, and also just to quickly mention, I was ill at the start of the video, I'm still ill now. I just can't get rid of this cough at the minute and my sore throat, but we're pushing through. My wheel has arrived, so videos will continue on as normal. And yeah guys, also just to reiterate the fact, and I mentioned it in the video and I explained it in more detail, but I unfortunately deleted Hungary off my hard drive when I got back from holiday. And yeah, the next race is going to be Belgium, which is the one you're going to see in this video. With that being said, enjoy the video guys, and any further questions I'll answer them in the comments below. Yo guys, what's going on, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my F1 2019 career mode. Finally, we are back here, back on the wagon for this series guys, and straight away I do want to apologise in advance, and I'm still ill, my throat's still not great, but we're going to crack on nonetheless. Also, if you guys missed yesterday's video where I explained everything that's happened with career mode in the last week or so and what the hell has happened with my channel, then check out the video guys by clicking on the card in the top right hand corner of the screen. I urge you to watch that, a full explanation as to everything that's happened in the last week or so. Now for this race, we're here at Spa. And you might be wondering, well, wait a minute, isn't it meant to be Hungary? And I'm going to explain that right now. First of all, though, you saw that there's going to be a little bit of rain here and there over the weekend, and also engine upgrade has failed for this race. And also for this race weekend, Mercedes are now the top team, as they've actually brought some upgrades, and they've re-overtaken us in first place. Now, let's get into Hungary, first of all, because basically, of all the things that happened over the last week, I got back yesterday, 2 days ago, and I had to make some space on my hard drive because I had no recording space left. I got very limited space on my PC currently, and it didn't go well because I literally got back home and it was probably the wrong time to do it. I was really tired and not really with it, and I meant to delete some footage to try and create some space on my hard drive, and I accidentally deleted the Hungary race pretty much. So yeah, I managed to salvage one bit of footage and recover it, and it's actually going to showcase the race results. So you can see it on the screen right now, and Lucas Weber actually won the race for Red Bull, and then Hamilton and Butler got second and third, and then Sebastian Vettel P4 and I got P5. That race, we did 108% AI. It was quite tricky. The AI were very strong, but also I found out it was a really poor track for us, Ferrari. We really struggled, and it was a much better track for Red Bull and Mercedes. We just didn't have the pace, and the fastest lap times on the right-hand side of the screen kind of prove that we didn't really have the pace. Even Sebastian qualified really well, but he didn't have the race pace, and overall it was a bad race for us in Ferrari there. So unfortunately Hungary, there won't be an episode, so we're going to move on to Spa, but that is what happened, and it wasn't a good race at the office for us in Ferrari. Now also, more updates for this series is actually my helmet. Now while I've been away for the last week or so, the modders have been getting to work and things have become available now, so you can now start to mess around and mod things on this game, and I've now got myself a custom helmet. As you can see on the screen right now, this is the helmet I'm going to be running from now on. It's going to be from now to the end of the season. I'll probably make a new one for next season. This is pretty much me recycling my helmet design from last season's game, from F1 2018 when I was at Ferrari, and I've just done a few changes, a few updates, and also actually used the sponsors that are correct and accurate to the car. So I did two versions with the Mission Winnow and also the 90th anniversary sponsor, which I'm probably going to run the 90th anniversary one for now. But yeah, overall the helmet looks great, really happy with it. Good bit of detailing there with the blue on the top, going with the logo this time, with the little 3D patterns and a number on the side. The Veloce sponsors here and there, of course the Ferrari badge on the back, and like I said, the 90th anniversary logo for Ferrari on the helmet as well. But overall, a very good looking helmet. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. And yeah, consider this pretty much your update for this video because there's quite a few things to get through. But overall, just to summarise, if you missed any of the updates of why my channel's been a bit of a mess, watch the video in the top right corner of your screen. Also, secondly, I accidentally deleted Hungary off my hard drive, so there won't be that race, there won't be that episode. And also, thirdly, you can see right now on the screen that we are currently running a brand new helmet. Also, Austria as well. I'm still waiting for that to get unblocked. The second that gets unblocked, Austria, I'll put it public again, and you guys can go watch it, and I'll make sure you guys see it, and I'll plug it a lot in the episodes. But that being said, let's jump into action here at Spa, and let's see how we get on. So straight away, we hit practice, and I did a lot more practice than usual. I've not played F1 for about 10 days, so I didn't really focus on the practice program so much, because I didn't really have the pace. I just literally went out on track and done laps and laps and laps and laps. I just wanted to get a good feel for the game again, and try and feel comfortable. And to be fair, I did as best as I could, but I still felt quite not comfortable with the game, even going into qualifying. And I tried my best, but ultimately the level wasn't quite there, and I still kind of felt a little bit at sea, a little bit foreign with the game going into qualifying. But ultimately, I had to get a move on because that's the reason this video is going out so late today, because I spent so much time practicing to try and make sure I could find some of my old pace back, and I still couldn't quite get it. But overall, We're going to jump into qualifying now, and we're going to see how we get on and see if we do have the pace to try and push on and move forward in this championship, because I want to try and crack on with Season 1 now and try and get through it rather quickly, and hopefully this time next week we'll be on Season 2, so hopefully we can get a move on. Also, I've got a couple of other mods on as well, so you can see the Renault there with the rear wing. We've got the updated Renault skin, we've got an updated Haas without the rich energy stag, we've got a Racing Point. They've actually got a Sport Pacer, not SP Score, it's actually Sport Pacer as the sponsor, and then a few other details on the McLaren as well, I believe. And overall I've got a bit of an updated version of the game with a helmet and a couple of mods. So yeah, the game's looking good, I'm feeling good, and it's now time to get back to work here as we jump into qualifying at Spa. With the upgrade out of the way and the update out of the way, we have an issue with the car. So straight away, right back into the action, and not the best way possible as we have a little bit of a delay in Q1. Eventually we would go onto the track with our brand new blue helmet looking absolutely fantastic. And we're going to hit the track and go on the medium tyres, actually, the middle of the three, and we're going to see if we can try and get to Q2 on this tyre. And to be fair, the lap in itself wasn't great. The pace here was okay, I think. If I'm at the peak of my powers and I'm in form, so to speak, then I would have had more pace. But like I said, I've come over from 10 days off and I'm not quite there yet with my pace. So I'm on 108% AI again for this weekend, so that's seemingly my level at the minute. And currently in Q1, you can see across the line there we go P12, so not too bad. 5 minutes to go. I've also made a few changes to on-screen, so I've changed the overlays and stuff, but you'll see that in a moment's time. Meanwhile, though, in Q1, we just scraped through, actually, to Q2 in P15 behind Max Verstappen there, so very lucky we just got through in that medium tyre. But now, in Q2, we're going to see how we go. We're going to go for 2 runs in this one, because my first one, as you see there, just got invalidated, only by literally the smallest of margins, but we ran wide and extended all 4 tyres off the track, and I didn't have much time left, so literally we went back out and I did a quick out lap, and I managed to cross the line. You can see in the top right corner of the screen, I managed to cross the line with literally 1 second to go, maybe half a second. It was so close, but we just did it in time, and we're currently P15, so we just gonna have enough time to get a lap in this qualifying session and hopefully try and get into Q3. Now the lap in itself was a bit scruffy, I can't lie, it wasn't my best one, and yeah, it's basically, I was just going for a lap time to be good enough to get me through. I wasn't going for overall outright pace, to be honest with you, because after the mistake on the last one, I didn't really want to make a mistake on this lap. So yeah, overall it wasn't a great lap, but let's see if it is good enough. Meanwhile, like I said before, I mentioned briefly, I've changed the overlays on screen a bit more, so the top right corner of the timer is going to be permanent now. In practice and qualifiers, you can see how long exactly we have left. I've made the boxes on each side for the position and the lap time a bit bigger as well, and I've also made the mini-map in the bottom left pretty much 50% opacity, so it's like semi-translucent, so it's a lot less visible. And also a few other things on screen, I've changed the positioning of a little bit, so I've made the position and the lap counter a bit bigger as well. So hopefully this is also to try and help me avoid getting more copyright strikes by changing the way things look on screen. With that being said, we're currently halfway through our lap here in Q2, and overall it's not looking too shabby here. And overall, like I said, I wasn't going for outright pace, it was more just about securing the position and making sure we get the job done. To be fair, I lost a lot of ground in sector 2, a little bit more lap time than I would have liked. I'm over a second off the pace now, and at this point I thought to myself, okay, I've got to get a move on now, because I've actually let more time slip than I would have liked. Also, my tyre wear is looking terrible because I had to push on the out lap, so these are going to be the tyres we start the race on tomorrow, and they're pretty damn worn already. They're over like 12% worn, and we're not going to get the chance to do a manual in lap. The game's going to do it for us, which adds on a lot of tyre wear, as you'll see, because obviously we've run out of time, so we're going to cross the line here, and the AI is going to take control. We cross the line though, we go P7, I believe, and that's going to be enough to get us into Q3 there. But like I said, the AI are going to do that in lap for us, and that's going to put a lot more tyre wear onto my tyres than I would have liked. I believe we're going to start the race with 20% wear across all 4 tyres, pretty much. Also, meanwhile, nobody else qualified on the mediums, so softs all round, which is quite surprising. But now we're going to move into Q3, and in this session we're going to go for 2 runs, as we always do. Even though we use 2 sets of softs in Q2, we still have enough fresh softs left for this session. And my first up was actually not too bad. It wasn't great. My first sector was very poor. My second sector was actually pretty good. And my final sector was also alright. I think we actually went purple in the final sector. It's a kind of an interesting one here, because sector 1, I never seemed to get it right. Turn 1, I kept on messing it up. I started braking too early or too late, or not getting good traction. And overall, sector 2, I'd lose about 2 to 3 tenths on the AI. That's my weakest sector. So I knew that for a good lap here, sector 1 had to be really good, and sector 3 had to be perfect as well. And this is my best lap in the entire qualifying session here. Straight away, turn 1, we brake nice and late, but we lock up and miss the apex. Luckily, we get a good exit as we go down the hill now and race towards Eau Rouge. And it's all about carrying the speed here and keeping the line nice and tidy. Don't make any corrections and carry the speed. That way you maximise the amount of straight line speed you get on this back straight, which is the Camel Straight, as we now approach the Les Combes kind of chicane complex, if you will. And you want to break just before the 50 metre board and really open up this left-hander here, which will open up the right. And you want to carry the speed through here and really make sure you focus on your exit. A little bit of a oversteer moment there on the exit as we now go down the hill towards turn 8 at Ravage. Look up on the front right and run a bit wide actually and throw away our advantage, but we get such good exit and such good traction that we make up the time there. Going through turn 9, carrying the momentum, not running too wide there to pick up an invalidation. And now Pouon here, you can make up a lot of time if you get the right line. Look, clip of the inside curb, don't let the car run too wide, and that's about right, to be honest with you. A pretty tight line through there. Sebastian sets an improved lap time for P1. Meanwhile, now into the Fagnes chicane. I broke a little bit early here and lost a little bit of speed mid-corner for the first one. Luckily, we got a good exit through the second, and now down a couple more gears for Stavlo. One, all about keeping a nice tight line and let the car run wide onto the power. A little bit more oversteer there mid-corner, and then on the power through Stavlo 2. And it's all about now straight line speed once again here, and hoping you make enough of an inroads on the straight line speed. You can try and gain some more lap time. I actually dabbled with some overtake ERS briefly to make up for lap time, and then now towards the bus stop chicane, braking just after the 100 metre board. Now the second gear. Have patience through here and try and attack and keep the car nice and tight over those curbs, and then on the power up to the line, and let's see where that puts us. And it's going to be P4, I believe, for us in that session. And overall, not too bad. I think P3 was possible. I think that was within reach on the perfect lap, but I just couldn't quite get the perfect lap together. Again, I think the fact that I haven't played for so long, it was noticeable. I think if I'd been more in form, I think I could have got P3 that race, or that qualifying session, sorry, as Lewis Hamilton secures first place, Sebastian Vettel P2, so 9 more championships on that front row of the grid, and then Devon Butler and myself on row 4, and then Weber and Verstappen behind me with Perez, Hulkenberg, Magnussen and Ricciardo rounding out the top 10. But with that being said, that is it for qualifying, guys, and we're now going to move into the race and see how we get on from P4 in the grid for my favourite race of the season for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's jump into it and let's see what we can do.
There are rumours that you're looking for a contract with another team. Is there any truth to that? Were those faults a bad omen for qualifying and the race? Well, thanks anyway.
Who doesn't love the Belgian Grand Prix? It's the race, of course, that gave maiden pole positions to the Jordan and Force India teams, with Rubens Barrichello and Giancarlo Fisichella respectively. Jordan, of course, would then go on to better that here in 1998 with their first ever victory. And you can guarantee that something special will always happen at Spa-Francorchamps. But what that something is today is anybody's guess. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. We have a really close scrap at the top of the championship at the moment, and they're right in the thick of it. But any mistake now could be disastrous. They must be starting to feel the pressure at this point, and surely there's a real shot at the title on the cards here, but one error at the wrong time, well, that could throw it all away.
Of course, there's never a good time to make mistakes, but it will feel 10 times worse if it happens at such a critical point of the season. Let's hope this contest is settled where it should be, on track, wheel to wheel.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Devon Butler lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Martinez, Weber, Max Verstappen and Perez, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Ricciardo and Roman Grosjean, Hamilton, Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen and Sainz, Norris, Kvyat, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi. Kubica and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so here we are then on the grid for the Belgian Grand Prix. Finally we are here, and part 1 of this video, practice and qualifying, was recorded on my old wheel before the issues happened. I'm now sitting here with my new steering wheel, and we're going to see how we get on. I've done a little bit of practice in time trial because I needed to get used to it and understand how the car felt. I'm a little bit slower than I was before, so that does concern me a little bit. I'm about half a second off, at least half a second, maybe half a second to 0.8 off the pace compared to before. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, there's 22 laps in this race. Hopefully I can try and learn as the race goes on, and we can try and find our confidence a little bit. In terms of the strategy though, we're kind of screwed because the soft tyres are quite worn out. From the fact that we did a lap in Q2, we had to push on the out lap, and then the in lap was done by the AI. It means that they've put on so much tyre wear, so our soft tyres are ruined, and we're going to try and go to the hards and get to the end on those hard tyres. We've got a chance of rain as well towards the end of the race. I'm just kind of hoping the hard tyre pretty much lasts forever and doesn't wear out, because I think it's going to be a tricky one. If I could try and prolong the first stint by one more lap, that'd be great if I could. In terms of fuel though, we're 1.5 laps over as well, so we can run rich mix if we need it, but we're going to keep an eye on the sky as there is rain expected towards the end of the Grand Prix. So with that being said, let's jump into it and let's see how we go, and fingers crossed it's not a disaster and I could try and compete with my new steering wheel. With that being said, let's jump into it. It's time for round 13 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Right, here we go. The 5 red lights come on as we get the revs into the sweet spot. Lights out and away we go at Belgium. Not the best start you'll ever see, but you know what? We're going to try and come up high. Take the inside line for turn 1. Squirt the power on. Squeeze out Weber there on the exit. We'll take that. That's a pretty decent start as I tried to find where my buttons and controls are. Devon Butler's taking P1 though from Sebastian Vettel. Let's see if we can try and stick with him though. We're going to get a nice toe here on the straight. We're at the perfect kind of range. And look at the momentum here as we're starting to gain on these two. Come on, we're gaining. We're going to make it 3 wide here into Les Combes. Around the outside. I'm a little bit deep on the brakes. We're going to be a little bit close there. Contact with Devon, I think. Side by side with the Mercedes. He's going to run me wide, but we're going to hold on and try and go around the outside of the Mercedes. Devon does commit to the inside line though into turn 8, which is not where you want to be, outside. And Devon's going to take the position and get back ahead of us for now. As Seb leads the way a little bit wide there from us. Let's try and recompose ourselves here and try and stay in front. We've got both of the Red Bulls behind. Going side by side, I believe, as we go to P1 for the first time. A little bit wide there from me, just not adapting to the conditions and the extra fuel just yet. I'm used to a time trial car, which is very light, very quick. So it's going to take me a minute to adapt to this, but hopefully we can find our feet early on and try and find some pace at the minute though.
Okay, we're through the start phase. Now let's build on it.
Yep, let's build on it as we have a huge moment there coming out of the Fania chicane. I'm on the back foot here already. I can see that I'm losing pace. I need to try and find some more if I can. Verstappen's going to have a go at me here, it seems. He's going to go to the inside, although he kind of backs out of it at the last minute. I did make sure I put a little bit of a squeeze on him just to make sure he didn't commit to a move there, because that would have put me in big trouble. Verstappen's still looking for it though. Luckily I'm quite good on the brakes into the chicane, so we should be okay at the bus stop. But that one draws to a close, and overall I'd say that was a good start, and then we've got to try and find some more pace if we can, because we're dropping off already here. Devon Butler's past Sebastian for P1, meanwhile I'm still struggling here. The midfield's starting to break up a bit, which is good, but the Red Bulls are on me, and I don't really have great pace at the moment. Just trying to find my confidence in trying to establish myself. I definitely will need to lower the AI difficulty. For now, at least while I adapt to my new steering wheel. But the problem is with this game, you can't change the difficulty once you've got into the race. You can only change it whilst doing practice.
He might make a mistake. He can still regain the position.
Yeah, I'm working on it, Jeff. So we're stuck with this difficulty at least for this race, and then I'll change it for the next one in Monza. Into the bus stop though, around the outside of Max, inside for the next one. But Max does go around the outside, as does Weber. Didn't see that one. There was no arrow there, so I'm quite surprised.
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the hards.
And I've got a racing point here of Sergio Perez trying to challenge me around the outside. Luckily we'll just push him off. Hopefully with the straight line speed advantage we have, we could try and regain these positions as we go down towards Eau Rouge. Verstappen won't have any DRS, so he'll be defenceless. Getting a nice toe there from Lucas Weber. Now we're going to crank it up to overtake mode. And we're going to open up DRS here if I can find the button. There we go. And now we're gaining on Max here. We're going to try and go for the re-overtake. Around the outside. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. That's a good move. Job done. Back ahead of Max for now.
We may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Okay then, 15 minutes, that's not too bad. We had this rain situation at Austria where the last icon on the monitor was rain, and the rain never really was enough for it to go to Inter. So I'm going to presume the weather's going to be the same this race, and we're going to be on dry the entire race. So yeah, let's just stick with it for now. Personal best.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yep, personal best. Okay pace at the minute. Starting to find some more confidence. I'm trying to keep these cars behind me. Everyone's lining up behind us. We have a train starting to form. We're going to be on the back foot here though without DRS this time. So let's see if we can try and stay in front. We're scheduled to pit in next lap, so we'll see how that one pans out. But for now, here comes Max. He's going to open up DRS here. Will he have a little look into the late com? He's gaining a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of overtake, but I should be okay, I think, to stay in front. So that's good. We'll stay in front for now then. That's good stuff. Little lock up there. But for now, we're looking okay. Here comes Verstappen again. This time he's going to get alongside. I think he's turned up the engine. He's going to have another look. This time he's going to get it done though. Into Blanchimont, side by side. He's going to have the inside line, so we're going to let him have that. Pick up a tow though. Can we go back down the inside into the bus stop? Late on the brakes. Oh, that was close. Weber around the outside though. Trying to be sneaky with it and trying to get back past. We are going to stay in front though. Just for now, as we open up the DRS here. Hopefully we can try.
This lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
I'm working on it, Jeff. Hopefully we can try and repass Verstappen here if we can. Max does go defensive, but we can't get through, so he's going to stay in front for now as we're scheduled to pit in this lap. So we'll probably do that. Right then, little lock up there, but into the pit lane. Finally, we're going to pit in here. Don't hit that wall if we can avoid it. L2, I think, for the limiter. There we go. I'll take that. Right, so into the pit lane. We're going to go into the hards. We might get held up here, I think. This has got to be a good stop. Come on, boys. 1.9. That's the kind of stop we needed. That's a big stop from the boys there. Very, very big, because we would have got stuck in traffic there. What a pit stop that is. The best one of the season by far. Now we've got to get up to speed on these tyres and see if we have to pace.
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Easy on the power there. Don't want to take too many risks. It's definitely 108. It's definitely far too hard for me at the minute. I can't compete with this difficulty. But like I said, I can't really change it until we get into the next race. So we're stuck with it for this one, and we'll try and do our best. And we'll probably go down to like 106 for Monza probably.
Sebastian is in the pits.
Okay, so Seb's in. We're actually gaining on Alex Albon here. Get a nice little tow along the back straight. It's been a pretty okay out lap. Just trying to get feel the confidence with the tyres and try and build up my confidence overall. Let's try and make a pass here on the Toro if we can. Unless he pits in. No, he doesn't, so he stays out. So let's try and size up a pass on Alex Albon if we can. DRS in this pit straight. And then we'll get it on the back straight again. Let's take it easy though through turn one. Let's not make any mistakes.
The gap to the car behind is 2.8 seconds.
Right then, rich mix enabled. Let's try and make this overtake then on Alex Albon here. Through a Rouge, carrying the momentum. And there we go, we can go down to standard mix now, and we should be able to get this done with just DRS alone. There we go, nice and easy, down the inside. And that is that done and dusted. We now move on to Giovinazzi.
Is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Okay then, hopefully that does arrive. I think rain can make this quite interesting. Even though I've got no idea what weather's like going to be like on this steering wheel. Either way, we're all over the back of Gio here, so it should be a pretty simple move. Not quite a flat through there for him, so we have to lift. And now we're going to get the momentum here. We're going to make the pass on the Alfa Romeo here down the inside. Nice and easy. Get in front before Blanchimont. There we go, job done. We can take the racing line. And there we go, that's a nice textbook overtake. A bit of battling in front here. I think both of the Williams are going at it. George Russell and Robert Kubica. Russell ends up pitting in, so that's another position for us. Now up to P13. Sebastian Vettel's at P1. Turn 1, sorry.
Is 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, Seb's at turn 1, or he was anyway at the time, so he's not too far ahead. Yellow flag behind, I want to say. Maybe Hulkenberg or someone else. Yeah, Hulkenberg.
Some information on Hulkenberg. They're retiring from the race.
So there we go, first retirement of the Grand Prix. Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault out on lap number 8. Will the safety car come out? No, probably not. It's still allergic to make its presence felt. We're still yet to see a safety car or even a VSC this season so far. Anyway, let's chase after Kubica now. There we go then. Pressure on Kubica here already. Same place as we caught Gio last lap. And we're trying to get past the pole in the Williams. Don't know why Robert goes defensive into there, but we'll let it go into medium ERS deployment. And now we can get onto him here. We had to have a little lift again there. We're going to have a look at the inside, but Kubica actually blocks it off, so we're going to crank it up to overtake. And we're going to have to go the long way around here on the very fast Williams in a straight line around the outside of Blanchimont. That's what I'm talking about. That's the move we want right there. Fantastic move. A little bit of a corner cut there. Luckily we don't get punished for it. Cars in the pit lane again as we make our way up to P11, and that's going to be probably P8. There we go, Weber's in the pit lane there. Up to P6 now, so we've recovered a few places. We've made up some time on Lucas Weber, who's lost quite a bit in the pit lane to be fair, and staying out a bit longer. We're now P6, going to the end, which is pretty good. Up next, Carlos Sainz. Weber's really dropping back here. He's struggling to hold pace. Whenever he's got car trouble, I've not been told over the radio, but maybe he's got a car issue. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton's the nearest car behind us, I just realised, so he's going to be on me pretty soon, especially on fresh mediums in that Mercedes. But that could be a 2-stop though, because that's a very early stop for mediums, so then again, we'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on the sky as well. But for now, let's focus on Sainz, who's the next car in front. And there goes Sainz into the pit lane. I think we'll get DRS maybe, no we don't. But Sainz pits in, as does Verstappen, as does Lance Stroll. So we're up to P4. There's Max leaving the pit lane now. That's a poor turn 1 from us. Max is going to be just in front. On hard, surprisingly. I don't know why Verstappen didn't go for the mediums, but we should get DRS on Max here.
Butler has just completed a pass for the lead.
So we're going to run rich mix and overtake and see if we can try and get the run on Verstappen here. Look at this. We've got a fantastic one on Max. We're going to really go for this and try and retake 3rd place. And somehow, even though we've not had the pace, we're back into podium positions here.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.8 seconds.
So there we go then. The early stop paying off for us. Clearing the traffic. Doing bits on the hard tyres. And we're back in front of Max Verstappen. Hopefully him and Lewis behind can have a little bit of a battle. And I can try and pull away if we can. We've got Butler and Vettel still going at it for P1 just up the road. So hopefully my pace is a little bit better on this time. Maybe we can try and have a little bit more pace just to try and pull away maybe. I'd love to pull away a little bit if I could. There we go. Seb setting the pace. He's on soft, I just realised. So Sebastian's going very aggressive on strategy in this race. So that could be interesting. I'm not sure what tyre Devon Butler's on, as we set a personal best of 48.0. Skies getting very dark now though as well, so we have to keep an eye on those. The rain could be here soon, you never know. I don't expect it to be, I'm thinking it's going to be like Austria, but it could actually arrive, you don't know. There's a good exit out of turn 1 though, we've got a nice gap to Verstappen. I think we should be able to stay in front on the Camel straight with just rich mix, I think. Yeah, I think so, I think we'll be alright actually. That was a very good turn 1, and I've definitely got more pace on these hard tyres I think.
Don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Okay then, so we're only half race distance and the rain apparently is really close, so that's interesting, very interesting. Could be different to Austria, could actually be intermediate territory. I've got the interns already selected and ready, so let's just wait and see what happens. Another good lap there from us.
The is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
I'm actually quicker than Max. I think I'm actually putting away. DRS is keeping him within range, otherwise I'd be long gone by now I think, I really do. I was a better exit from Max at turn 1, Hamilton's right tucked in behind, so that could be interesting. He might get a double toe and maybe pass both of us here, but for now we should be okay. Keep an eye on Lewis though, because that Mercedes is the quickest car. Looks like we should be okay. Max is going to be under pressure, so let's try and open up a gap if we can through sector 2. Will Lewis make the move? It seems like he has. Hopefully they're going side by side for a little bit at least, just to prolong the battle. I think Lewis has got it done. There we go, Lewis has passed.
Car in front is 11.5 seconds.
Okay, I think Lewis is on his way. He's got a lot more straight line speed than Max, so it's going to be harder to keep him behind, I think. We're going to stay in front for now, though, as Seb pits in.
Sebastian's in for his stop.
Into the bus stop. We're going to stay in front of Lewis for now, which is good. And we are going to take P2 because Sebastian is in the pit lane. That's quite interesting. I still don't know why he's gone for the 2-stopper, but still, seems like we've got worse tyre wear than the other top teams around us. Let's keep it nice and easy through here. Let's try and focus on our exit. That's a good exit right there, that's what I'm talking about. Whilst that's a nice bit of time. Hopefully Max can try and re-challenge Lewis. That's a fantastic exit from us though. And we've got a nice healthy gap to Lewis going onto the Camel straight. I think I should be okay. Even that Mercedes won't challenge me until they come, I don't think, so we should be fine. But having said that, he is gaining quite a bit. Max is getting a fantastic toe though, all the way. I'm going to commit to this and take it to the inside line. Lewis was getting a lot, but he stays in front of Max for now. Oh, it's starting to rain. First drop's already coming down. So Sebastian Vettel's in trouble because that was a very poorly timed second stop. But the rain has started to fall already here at Spa. So definitely seems like different weather compared to Austria, but we'll see how intense it really is. Meanwhile, Lewis is this time, he's really got the run of me here. Seems like he's turned the engine up and he's going to make the move here. He's in front of me already going into Blanchimont, so we'll let him go. Little wobble there from us. Can we try and re-challenge him to the bus stop?
Battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
Oh, we're just going to have to back out that. Hopefully we can try and stick with Lewis if we can. That'd be great. Poor exit for me there. Very low on ERS as well, we just heard the radio.
It's moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
This is going to be interesting for me because I've done no wet weather practice with this new wheel, so I've not got a clue what it's going to feel like. This could be pretty rough. Here we go then, let's try and regain on Lewis. Can we repass him maybe? Let's find out, do we have enough juice compared to a Mercedes to pass on the straight? I'm very low for ERS, very, very low, and we're not really close enough to Lewis, I don't think, to challenge, so we're going to turn the engine down and just let Lewis take that one. I'm not going to fight because he's on better tyres as well. In these conditions, I just want to try and keep it out of the wall. We're still on for a podium, so let's focus on that.
Let's be mindful of the conditions. The track is getting wetter. Recommend you stay out for now though. We'll be much slower if we move on to inters this early.
Yeah, for sure. We can always come back at Lewis on the intermediates. I've had better pace in the wet in this year's game compared to the dry to the AI, so we might have a chance later on, but for now let's try and stick with what we're doing. Okay, so Weber's picked up the pace. He's catching up now, he's P1. Seb's on behind Verstappen already, so Seb's making big progress on that fresh rubber. And I'm actually pulling away from Verstappen here, so the conditions are getting trickier and trickier, and the grip's starting to fade. I'll pick up a track extension there, my first one of the race. Oof, big moment there, got to be careful. Fuel's almost gone, which is good. Yeah, the steer's starting to re-kick in now, and the lack of grip. Starting to feel it. Every corner I'm running wide, but it's still very much dry tyre territory. But the lap times are dropping away, 1.8 off now. Quite a way away from Max. There goes Seb, he's all over the back of him trying to challenge him. And there you go, I think Seb's made the move, finally, on fresh mediums. Let's see if he catches us up and I'll make a decision. That's not feeling too good. I'm a little bit scared for Eau Rouge now. Max has dropped off, he can't keep up, it's just me and Seb now, so once Seb catches me properly I'll probably let him go on the back straight towards the end of the lap.
Okay, even though we're seeing cars struggle in these conditions, if we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being.
That's definitely noticeable. I think it's nowhere near where inters yet. Yellow flag further back on the Kemmel straight, but let's see if Seb can get past it. Grosjean's out.
Information on Grosjean. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Oh, that's a big one. And by default, we're going to let Seb go. We have a huge moment there. And that's going to allow Sebastian Vettel just stay in front of Max, which is good. But the rain there catching me out, making the curb wet. And I couldn't catch the car. Luckily, we kept it out of the barriers though. We're now under pressure from Max once again here. Although it seems like I've got a bit of pace. As long as I keep my head cool and make no mistakes, we should be able to pull away. Hopefully Seb can try and catch Lewis now because he's got much fresher tyres. And the track's not quite there yet for intermediates. Lucas Weber's starting to catch up as well. Easy through here. There we go. Power down now. Max is on me, but he's nowhere near close enough.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Yep, that's okay. We're managing it. I wonder if we'll actually go into the inters. I wonder. That was a pretty big lift through there. Not much confidence in Eau Rouge. I think we are going to go inters, but it could be very close. Verstappen's got the run of me here though with DRS, so we're going to have to go defensive.
Gap to car in front is 2.9 seconds.
Lucky enough, we stay in front. Good defensive driving. But Max trying to go for the move there. He's lost a lot of time in the process. Seb's really catching Lewis here, so this could be good. We're all just trying to hold on here. Conditions are not great. Shades of Spa 2008. Who's going to do the Alonso and roll the dice on the inters? Oh, again, big moment there. Exact same corner as last time. I'm really on the fence about this. Do I take the risk? Because if I'm going to take it, it's got to be now to give myself time for it to pay off. I'm tempted. I really am. 6 seconds off the pace. It's only going to get worse. Can I? You know what? Screw it. Yeah, we're going for this. We're going to take a risk. Sometimes you've got to take a risk, and that's what we're going to do. Into the pit lane. Let's see if this pays off. Come on. And yeah, good stop from the boys here. Hopefully the inters feel good. I really hope so. Come on. Nice good stop, boys. Away we go.
Go, go, go.
Good stop, 2.1. Right, so we should lose that place to Perez, so we should be P7, that should be fine. Stroll shouldn't get us. I reckon the pace will be about 50-50. At worst, So let's see.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Right then, first impressions. Tyre feels good. We'll find out when we get to sector 2 though. It's very 50-50. I'm probably a little bit slower actually on these tyres than the dryers. But if that gamble starts to pay off, it's got to be now. If not, then oh well, I'm not too fussed. Because I didn't really have much pace today, so to be honest, I don't mind taking the gamble.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Track extension there again. That's 2 now, got to be careful. It's a big lock up. Big lock up. 2 laps to go then. If it's going to happen, it's got to be now. The tyres have got to start to switch on now.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
I only lost 2/10 to Perez on that lap, even with those mistakes. So if I have some clean laps now, the track's only going to get worse. So the track should come to me now this lap. Let's see if this is the one. I need to be on the back of Perez this lap. Great, my DRS has gone offline. And that's a big lock up, but we have gained quite a bit on Perez this lap. I reckon we'll have a chance of looking at him on the final lap of the Grand Prix and getting P6 back at least. That was a better one though.
This is your final lap of the race.
Even now, if it rained a lot this lap, I'd still have a chance. I just need the track to get a little bit more wet.
The gap behind us is 8.5 seconds.
Here we go then. We're starting to really gain on Sergio now. All about keeping it clean, no more mistakes, and this should be a pretty straightforward overtake on the Sport Pacer Racing Point car. Easy does it now through Puon. This is where we'll gain a lot of time. Let's not run wide, we're on 2 track extensions, so 1 more would be a slam dunk penalty. Here we go then. Let's make this move. We've got a lot more pace, a lot more grip. Although these tyres do feel horrible, I can't lie. Let's go for the move. Down the inside, Perez does go defensive. We're going to give a little barge on the way through, but we'll take it. Devon Butler wins for Mercedes at Spa. Let's rewind a little bit wide there.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline.
Typical. I think if we had 1 more lap, it would be the lap to really go for it. If this was a 23 race lap, the next one would be the one as we pick up.
You've been awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
That's not what I wanted, and I think that's going to cost me P6 to Perez there by running wide. What a shame. Yep, Perez is there. So we've thrown it away. P7 for us. Oh well, you know what? I took a risk.
Sorry about that. I guess it can't all go to plan. Bring her in. We'll go over what happened in the debrief.
Grazie.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Right, so the race results are in, and Devon Butler wins the Belgian Grand Prix here today at Spa. Lewis Hamilton P2, Sebastian Vettel P3 in the end, and he finished 8/10 behind Lewis on that different strategy, on the 2-stop strategy, setting the fuzz up of the race in the process there, bringing them the extra point. Then Lucas Weber P4, Max Verstappen P5, Sergio Perez P6, and Wiggum Home P7 in there. Tried to risk it on the Inters, it didn't quite work out. I think if we had 1 more lap, it would have been a lot better because the DRS just got disabled at the end of that lap. So yeah, overall a shame, but I'm not too disappointed. I didn't really have to pace. My fast lap kind of says that, and yeah, we'll try again. I'll do some more practice and hopefully be quicker and more competitive for Italy in Monza, which is going to be Ferrari's race, of course. And then we've got Lance Stroll, Norris and Carlos Sainz running at the points there for McLaren. And right towards the bottom of the table, Nico Hülkenberg and Romain Grosjean, the two retirements from today's race. In terms of what that means for the Drivers' Championship, though, we are currently P3 and we lose some ground to Vettel and Hamilton, and those two only covered by 6 points. Very, very close between those two in the championship. Devon Butler with that win, still P4, but he closes the gap a little bit. He's 23 points behind myself and 57 behind his own teammate Lewis Hamilton. And finally, in the Constructors' Championship, we lead by 17 points going into our home race in Italy at Monza, as Racing Point overtake Haas for P4. Well, that being said, guys, that is it for Belgium. We're now going to move into the laptop and put some upgrades onto the car. Okay, so here we are then in the main menu screen, and a bit of an update. So recently, I believe at the end of the last episode, I signed an improved contract, and one of the perks was actually to get the improved upgrade speed. So level 2 major and minor upgrade with time reduced by 1 week. Before that, I had no perks at all, but now I've actually got some perks. Therefore, upgrades are going to come a bit quicker. With that being said, if we go into the powertrain, we've got Italy up next. We've got the upgrade that failed for this race, but we could also afford another one for the just pure engine power. So we're going to do one of each for the next race in Italy, and hopefully give us much more improved engine performance. We should jump up to the second best power unit on the grid, fingers crossed. And we've still got pretty much 1,500 points to spend. So if we look at the aerodynamics, we're still the second best team behind Red Bull, so that's not too bad. In terms of the chassis, we're best. So in my opinion, we're going to go work on the aerodynamics. We're going to strap on a drag reduction upgrade in the barge boards, which is pretty fitting for Italy. And then we've still got 900 points to spend. So we're going to go into reliability and see if we can try and afford at least one upgrade here. And looks like they're all the same price, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to afford one just yet. So what I'll do is I'm going to save those points, and we'll buy some reliability stuff in the next episode and try and improve the reliability of the car overall. But we've got those upgrades on the way, 4 of them for the next race, and let's see how that translates in terms of overall pace, and let's see if we can try and re-overtake Mercedes at the top of the R&D charts. With that being said though, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Career Mode, and I hope you guys did enjoy. It's been a tough time, a long time coming, and hopefully my voice improves. My voice is still a little bit rough right now and I want to cough all the time, but if you guys could drop a like, guys, I'd greatly appreciate it, and also subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and turn on notifications to not miss a video from me. Finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next episode very soon, but until then, it's goodbye from me.